Welcome back to the Perky Collar radio and TV show on the Wake Up Call Network. You guys are in store for a great show today. I have amazingly 3 guests. Got them all coordinated during rush hour, which is almost an amazing miracle here in Charlotte. First up, we have founder and CEO of Sheree Cosmetic. We have Tiffany Hermann. And next to her is Jeff Hoyle. He's the founder of Salon 914. And next to him is Goff, and he's the founder of Christography and a designer for fashion shows here in the Charlotte market. So my first question, we'll start with Miss Tiffany, is why did you start Sheree Cosmetics? What was your inspiration?
Well, it's honestly been a dream of mine since I was 6 years old.
Okay.
I was the girl who had 2 younger sisters. I was getting into makeup, and I believe makeup is an art, even though every woman is beautiful without makeup. And then along my life, I went in and got my bachelor's degree, and I went into human resources for 7 years, and got my master's degree. And then I decided, you know what? I turned 30. I wanted to do what was deeply in my heart, and so I decided to launch my own cosmetic line, which is not easy. I'm in one of the most competitive markets in the world, and to bring something to women that is natural, all natural, good for you, because your skin absorbs everything that you put onto it.
Sure.
So you want to make sure that it's all natural. And also, beauty without the price tag. I did a lot of research on what it takes to build a cosmetic line and what it takes to build a cosmetic formula, and to not push that overhead over to my consumers. So we stand for female entrepreneurship. We stand for beauty without the price tag. So everything that is on my line is professional. I am a makeup artist, and everything, I don't know, I love my line, and I just want to encourage other women out there to pursue their dreams. It doesn't matter what age you are, just go for it, even if it's in the most competitive market there is.
Excellent. And if you're a female entrepreneur watching this show, I expect a little woohoo behind the screen, because there needs to be more women entrepreneurs out there inspiring other women entrepreneurs to step up and do what they dream of since they're 6 years old. You don't have to wait till 30, you can do it at 20, you can do it at 10. Some people wait till 40 or 50 or 60.
Yes.
So it's great that you chose 30, so you have lots of life to live and pursue that dream, and not wait till 40, 50, 60 like a lot of people do.
Yes.
So tell us more about the team. How does all this work together? How do you guys support each other?
One of the biggest things about building a business is networking.
Sure.
Networking is the key. Networking and being completely genuine about who you are is the key to a successful entrepreneurship.
Definitely.
So Jeff and I we were introduced through Facebook through a friend of ours, and we started talking. We got on a call, and I got involved with fashion weeks and things like that because he's back of house doing that. He does hair, tons of fashion weeks, New York Fashion Week. He's done celebrity hair. So getting a good relationship with him and realizing that he's just a great person from the inside out, and building that relationship, and we both use each other's networks to kind of build ourselves up. And then also from the fashion world, I met Chris from Christopher from Christography, and he does amazing designs, and so my makeup became the sponsor for the fashion shows, and they look beautiful. The models look beautiful on the fashion runway with his models. So it's all about networking and about being true and genuine and honest and having people around you that truly support your dream. And I think that is the true key to being successful.
You're definitely right. People always say it's the power of peers.
Yes.
And the better your peer group is, the more likely you have to be successful. And those that aren't successful, a lot of times it's because their peers aren't successful. So you always want to continue to strive to find people that can be around that have been there, done that can pave the way for you to be a more successful entrepreneur. So if you're watching right now or listening to this on the radio and you're wondering why your business hasn't taken off, I'm 99% confident it's because of people that are in your life right now, unfortunately. And sometimes you have to do some soul checking and say, hey, you know what? I'm just not in the right peer group to take my business next level. And you have to get out there and do some networking events and find some business professionals that have been there, done that you can learn from. So, Jeff, help us understand how do you fit into the Sheree cosmetic world? What is your passion? What's your desire to get out of it? And how does the hair and the cosmetics how they come together?
Okay. Well, like Tiffany said, we met all through Facebook. She told me she had a makeup line to, see if we could partner up together, and we worked it out. And now she's on the runway. She's been with me in New York. She's been with me in Charlotte now for a couple shows. It really goes well on the models. It blends like butter. That I have no complaints. The only complaints is I need more. But that's about it. And we've partnered up together to kind of go further and chase our dreams together. And that's when we started doing the hair and the makeup. And hair comes in. You gotta have the hair. You gotta have the makeup.
Sure.
It just brings it all together. And then Tiffany's so genuine and so humble, and I mean, what better person to partner up with than somebody who started from the bottom, and we're trying to go to the top together.
Exactly right. That's excellent. Christopher, kind of chime in and let us know
Sure.
how Christography fits in with the hair and the makeup.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, who all loves Mr. David? We do. We love Perky Collar, and we thank you for having us.
Sure,
Yes.
my pleasure.
So these guys here, love them. Absolutely love them. So I met Tiffany with Sheree Cosmetics through Jeff. Jeff is our back of house director over hair and makeup, and is one of my board members for Christography.
Okay.
So when he connected with Tiffany and found out just how wonderful she was, he connected her with me, and she has graciously sponsored Team Topher for the year 2018. We used her cosmetics starting in Fashion Con back in February, then took them with us again to New York Fashion Week and the Beautiful You Fashion Tour, which Mr. David's kids were a part of. Then we also used them again in the Candyland show for Charlotte Scene. They've been used again for other fashion shows that they've done. We're using them this weekend for our photo shoot to promote Labor of Love. It's our second annual show on August the 23rd of this year. It will be benefiting the Real Me Foundation. Ms. Sheree Bass, we love you. We hope that you're seeing this. So the Real Me Foundation works with children aged out of the foster program, and she's ultimately trying to get a home to be able to house these children long enough for them to finish college and finish high school and make the natural transition into college. So ultimately, that's our goal.
Yes.
I really love Tiffany and what she's been bringing to the table and what she stands for. She's very genuine behind her brand, and she's very loving with all of the relationships and partnerships that she has. I strongly, personally, as Christopher Goff, even though I definitely do not wear makeup and not have the first clue as to what it's about, but as a person, as a businessman who recognizes the struggle of entrepreneurship, I personally believe in her brand. I believe in her product. My brand believes in her product. We think it's quality, and I definitely think she's taken the market. I told her just yesterday when we were speaking on the phone, she's arrived. You've arrived. It's her time, and the next step is walking through the door. There's a lot of folks who have now caught eye of the product itself, and it speaks for itself. The lipstick being stainless and all natural. All of her cosmetics are cruelty-free, paraben-free. The lashes can be used up to 40 times, which, to be honest, I just thought that some girls just had naturally longer, more beautiful lashes until I saw Jeff sticking them on the models at the show. But, to hear people who do, or women that do typically wear them normally and constantly be used to throwing them away, and to hear the reusable value and quality behind it. And then we haven't even gotten into her glitter palette. We've been trying to snuff that down a little bit until we got the next shipment in, which will be in April the 10th, because everyone likes it. When Tiffany and I went to the gifting suite for the Oscars in LA last month, that was what drew people to the table. And then as soon as they met her, heard her genuine love behind her brand and what she was trying to do, it was an easy sell. It was an easy sell, and people have just been jumping on board ever since. So we're really excited to have her as a platinum sponsor for Labor of Love. This is where all three of us tie in together. They are both on my board of directors. We are all three trying to work together to promote everyone's brands equally. All of us can move forward together. And I think we all kind of have the same genuine background with where we started. The mission for Christography and Team Topher, we support local nonprofit organizations while promoting artistic expression, philanthropy, and equality with a focus on youth programs. So ultimately, we are driving to get our own 501c3 to be our own nonprofit. And of course, that takes a few more events and a few more donations to get under our belt. But that's what we're striving for. Everything that we do is to be able to give back to the community that's done so much for us.
Excellent. So Tiffany, here's the floor for you. Tell us what we're looking at in front of us on the table.
Okay, so right now we are currently building our line because it is very, very difficult, I will say, for the cosmetic world to build out a formula and then put it on the market and get the right branding and the right, material that you need. Very, very difficult, but we made it happen. It took 10 months to make the liquid lipstick formula. These are the 15 shades that we have right now. They are waterproof, transfer resistant. The only thing that removes them is oil. So if you eat an oily food, you might have to touch it up a little bit, which it touches beautifully.
It don't go nowhere.
No,
We're in the South, so there's a lot of oily food going around.
Yeah, I mean, if you swipe it on your arm, I mean, it's not going anywhere. So it's it's the star of the show. And then we also have our silk lashes that can be used. This is one of 4 different sets. That can be used up to 40 times with proper care. They come in this beautiful box, if you can see, with the glitter in there, and you can put them back in the case. It has a nice little ribbon. The case is magnetic, so you even after you're done using the lashes, you can still reuse the case. And then our eyeshadows are single eyeshadows right now. They are magnetic. You can put them in a Z palette. They are talc free, so there has been a little bit of controversy about talc. A little bit shouldn't cause you a lot of harm, but we went talc free on the eyeshadows. Coming up, we also have brushes that are absolutely fabulous. They are professional quality. And then we have our Born to Sparkle glitter palette relaunching here on April 10th. The first round sold out so quickly. This time around, it does have a nice gold stamp. We took it up another notch. We took it up another notch, and the glitter palette, basically, it's a palette of glitter that has glue in it. So basically what you do is you rub your finger in the glitter to activate the glue, and then you put it on your eyes. It does dry, and then it is waterproof from there. You get no fallout, and then whenever you're finished, the top layer of the glue seals over so you can reuse it multiple times. And again, it is not something that is like overly expensive. So, and it lasts for 24 months, so you can have it for multiple events, prom, whether you love Mardi Gras, whatever you love. So we have all of that, and then we are releasing 2 eyeshadow palettes. I believe it will be the beginning of May. So we will have new colors coming out, bolder colors coming out, as well as one of the palettes will be something that is neutral, but you can still do a smoky eye with it. But it'll be in a nice price range. So
Excellent.
So yes.
And if you're watching right now, we have a special offer for everyone that's watching right this second.
Yes.
Whoever's watching live, only you can get this special.
So if you go to www.shereecosmetics.com, that's SHEREE cosmetics.com, and you enter the code PERKY, PERKY. We wanted to team it up.
Sure.
Mr. David here. If you enter the code PERKY, you get 20% off your entire order. So that's including the sets, that's including everything on the website. We want to thank you for listening to our story and listening about our brand. So.
And instead of having a counter at the top of the screen, I'm just telling you got 12 minutes. So between now and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you have to order and get that 20% off. At 6:30, that special goes away. We may think about doing one after the show for those of you that didn't have a chance to watch it. I don't want to hear the excuses, how you missed it or why you missed it, but you have 12 minutes to get this special. So go on the website right now. You can still watch the show and go on the website at the same time. We're all great at multitasking. We have 2 screens at work. You can pull it off. Go online now, right? Go to ShereeCosmetics.com and get your 20% off. All right, so while you're doing that, keep doing that. We're going to turn back to Tiffany and ask her, what is the greatest challenge you've had so far? You've been doing this for how many years now?
Well, we've only been in business 8 months.
8 months, not even a year.
8 months.
You're still newlywed when it comes to businesses.
Yes,
Okay.
and we do have a lot of celebrity endorsements from the Oscars Gifting Suite. They realize the genuineness and the greatness of the product, so they do wear it, and you'll see it a lot on Instagram. Rachel McCord is one that strongly backs us, as well as a few others, which I can't announce quite yet, but they will be coming.
Nice.
And I lost my train of thought.
A challenge that you faced in the last 8 months. It's really been...
Yes, so it's about competing.
Make sure to scream, but you're like, you know what? I'll take a breath.
Yes.
Gather myself.
Yes.
And then plug away again.
So the biggest obstacle I think I've had to overcome, and I'm still going through it, is you're in the cosmetic industry. It is the most competitive in the world. So you come out with something, and then all of a sudden a competitor comes out with something that is something similar. So it's about making sure that you are on top of the trends and you get those products out at the right time, and you're always paying attention to what colors that women want to wear. And I mean, it's very difficult. It's a very difficult market to be in. Sometimes it's a struggle because you're like, I want to be out there. I want to be known. I know my products are amazing. It's like, how do you get it out there? How do you get it to the people? And when there's so many brands to choose from. And it's an ongoing obstacle, but we are completely prepared to continue to.
And hearing her say that, I appreciate you being very humble. But as someone who heard it firsthand, there was a lady while we were at the gifting suite for the Oscars who literally verbatim told her that Sheree Cosmetics has solved all the problems that women have had with makeup.
Wow.
Quote. And I think that speaks for itself.
Well, that's the success story. Let's go back to my challenge. Because I think when you're watching as an entrepreneur, a business owner, you realize that every day is a new challenge. And sometimes you go home and you share with your spouse, and sometimes your spouse doesn't want to hear about it. So I think it's nice that you can share with us maybe one example of something that was really, really aggravating, very challenging, and how you pushed through and got through it. And by the time you're in the middle of the moment, in the middle of that situation, it felt like an insurmountable hill. Is there an example in the last 8 months that just is a really tough challenge? You're glad you kept pushing through it. You're glad you had the peer group around you to encourage you to keep pushing forward. And once you got through it, you're like, whew, hope I don't have to do that again anytime soon. Anything like that you experienced in building the brand, and packaging,
besides everyday stuff.
And those type of things.
You know what comes to mind? They weren't involved with this, but so my packaging, I'm very true, and I speak the truth. My packaging is made in China. My product is made in the USA. So what happened was, whenever I was having packaging coming over from overseas, someone decided that they would forget to do the customs forms. Oh, nice. So I had to get some help getting it unstuck out of customs, and it took 6 months. Wow. And it was a little frustrating because I wanted to get that product out. I wanted to get it to the lab. I wanted to get it out, and I couldn't. So I had to get a lot of people involved to get that done. Someone forgot to do a form, and it was so frustrating. I wanted to cry because I wanted to get it out, and I was like, I can't because it's stuck because someone did not fill out a form.
Right, and this is the example that I'm talking about. That when you watch Shark Tank, it's like, oh, my business is worth $1 million, $5 million, and so on and so forth. The real challenges are never talked about. Everyone just asks for money. I need to grow more, so on and so forth. But it's packaging issues. It's I got it back so it was bad and I threw it all away. That was all this loss of revenue and
broken products that come in.
That's the real issue entrepreneurs have that's not spoken about. Like, it's taboo. Like, you can't talk about anything that's negative. Like, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. Are you really doing great? No, I just got the phone with customs for 30 hours. I'm not happy. When you call and talk to customer service people, whether it be a cell phone or a Spectrum or whatever, we don't mind talking about that negativity. But when it comes to a business, you almost feel like it's a reflection of your business if everything isn't going perfect.
Yes.
But this is real stuff. I mean, everyone has those issues. My packaging for Perky collar is also from China. Mm-hmm. Why? Because it's better looking. It's nicer that I can get in the U.S. Mm-hmm. And people want to spend only a certain amount of money.
Yes. But
you want it to make it look more expensive.
Exactly.
So China has the ability. That's one of their strong suits, is having great, beautiful packaging. And actually, cosmetics and men's apparel are very comparable, in which you got to have a nice presentation. And obviously the functionality is important, and the functionality of makeup, making people feel good, make them feel
Yes.
attractive, alive, sexy, young, all those different things is a component of makeup as well.
And another thing I want to point out to anyone who wants to build a business, it's not easy. It is not easy. It is 15-hour days that are nonstop. It's not you build a product and you put it out there and people are going to buy it. It is 15-hour days. It is tough work. It is speaking to people. It's yeah, there are days where I'm like, I'm exhausted, but I know I have this conference call. It's about networking and finding the right people around you to help build you up. I always say, if you are the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Right.
And I learned still so much from them about the fashion world. And my cosmetics tie in so well with the fashion world because they look fabulous in photo shoots. It looks fabulous on the runway. And then women can also wear it practically, you know, and their lipstick won't go anywhere. You know, like, I'll show you. I'm wearing red lips right now. And this is the product on my lips. I'm wearing the Serenity eyelashes, which is one of our most natural, and then also our eyeshadows on my eyes. I did want to mention that we do have a highlighter palette coming out soon, and waterproof liquid eyeliner that will not come off without oil. So women who have issues with eyeliner going all over the place, it will stay put until you use something that is oil-based. So, yes.
So obviously, adding more products to your product line is another challenge.
Yes.
You said it has to be trendy, you have to stay out ahead of the curve. By the way, you guys have 5 minutes. That's it. There's no more warnings. You have 5 minutes left to get your 20% off. Using Perky as your coupon code. Back to the show. So help us understand the path. I don't want you to give away future products that are coming out, but obviously starting with one product is expensive enough. And then to come with another product is expensive enough. And you obviously have all these different shades. I'm lucky I just have one product, one SKU. And that costs me enough money. How do you find the resources, how do you find the funding, if this is not too personal, to continue to innovate? Because I think that's the hardest part. Everyone expects, oh, what do you have that's new? Tiffany,
Yes.
I love the lip gloss, but
Yes.
what do you have that's new? Like, I'm exhausted. I don't have anything new because I just spent $100,000 and I spent 18 hours a day.
Yes.
I don't have the energy to come up with something new. Give me a month or two. But they expect it, retailers
Yes.
especially, and your customers, I'm sure, demanding, what does Sheree Cosmetic come with next? So how do you keep coming with new things to innovate and new things to come out with limited budget, I assume, at some point,
Yes.
where you can only come up with so many things at one time without oversaturating your previous products?
So,
let's do that a little bit.
I
if
mean,
you
there's
don't mind.
kind of two parts to this. So
Sure.
my company is completely family owned. So
Okay.
whenever I developed the liquid lipstick, my husband and my father completely funded everything, which I got lucky.
Sure.
I got lucky there, right? And then I started working on the eyeshadow formula, which, by the way, I build on my own, and then I send it to the cosmetic lab to be built in larger quantities.
Oh, I see.
So every single formula for every single product is actually different.
Oh, I see.
And it's confidentially sent over to the lab, of course, legal documents, all that kind
Of course.
all that kind of stuff. And then they produce it on a higher scale. And a lot of people don't realize if you go through a cosmetic lab, you have to order tens of thousands at a time.
Right.
You can't just order
Requires capital.
100. You can't just order 200. It's tens of thousands at a time.
Right.
And you just have to be mindful of what you have coming in, income-wise, versus what you can put out for a new product. Luckily for me, my family has provided a lot of the money for me to be able to do this. But in the future, we may be entertaining angel investors because, you know, that might be the best way to go
Sure.
even further. If we get bigger, if we get into bigger markets, because, you know, we do wholesale it at boutiques and other places right now, like L'Auberge Lake Charles. Their spa is amazing, and, you know, they're a huge casino resort down in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
And locally, if you're
Yeah.
looking for it, you can find it at Salon 914.
Yes, he just started retailing
I have a whole
it,
stock
so,
of it, so
yeah. Now I forgot
you
what I
can
was
come get it.
I forgot what I was talking about. But anyway, so it's not cheap. You know, there's two ways you can create a cosmetic line. You can go with private label, and you can have, there are private label companies that
Mhm.
will just put your logo on something and you can claim that it's your own, or you can build out your own formulas, which is the most expensive route, but it's the most genuine route, and that's the way that I took.
Probably the most rewarding as well, because it's your brand, you
It
have
is.
control over what's in it. Or I think
Correct.
once you license it, or you give someone else the permission to use your formulas, they can always add their own things to it and take away from what was originally your formulas. So this way, you're making it, you're in control, and it's your baby.
I mean, it's frustrating. I was making a highlighter palette probably, it was like 4 weeks ago, and I couldn't get one of the colors like correct. And it was so frustrating. I was like, oh my gosh, because you have to like let it dry overnight. And, you know, we have bonders. There's a whole science behind makeup. I'm not going to bore you with that. But I couldn't get it to bond correctly or the right pigmentation. And, you know, spending weeks trying to get one color right can be a little bit frustrating.
Right.
And
But
we
once
finally
you
got
do
it
get it-
right. Once you do get it right, you feel amazing,
It's
right?
exciting.
And you're like, okay, I'm ready to get this out. But then it takes time to get the packaging the way you want it to be, to get the formula to the lab, for the lab to be able to, you and the lab to be able to collaborate and say, okay, this is X, this is how much it's going to cost to make it, this is how many we're going to do, and you make a kind of like a contract about that. And there's a lot that goes into building cosmetics that people don't know, but I won't go into specifics there.
Well, I think it's great though. I mean, I think that's what the audience wants to hear and what they want to see is, you know, no one shares this information. It's all taboo and behind closed doors, and
I'm
it's
just
all
being
best kept
straightforward,
secret.
honest.
No, we appreciate
Straightforward,
that.
honest.
Your
That's how I
audience
am.
appreciates that as well. It's
Mhm.
fantastic. Any kind of wrapping up here? Is there any take-homes? Any advice or anything you want to share with the audience as far as if they're entrepreneurs or thinking about doing something on their own, starting their own business? What advice would you give them?
I would say always be genuine and do what you feel is right in your heart. And networking is the #1 key to being a great entrepreneur. And be sure that you know you're genuine and you're kind. There's too much hate in this world, and I think that being yourself and knowing that you're not perfect, but still having those people by your side is the #1 key that I think is the biggest takeaway to be a successful entrepreneur, because people will back you if they know that you are 100% honest and you are sincere and your product is sincere and you have people behind you and amazing people behind you to back you.
And Jeff, the key to opening a salon?
The key to opening a salon is education.
Love what you do, I assume, too.
Yeah, love what you do. Spending time and money on education after school. Because a lot of times us as hairstylists, we get out of school, we think we know everything, but you still got to go to class. You still got to sit through them 4-hour-long classes on learning how to do the newest trends, the newest techniques. As far as, you know, you need a network. Just figure out where your dreams are, where you want to take, you know, hair, where you want to go with it. I started out and I didn't even know how to do a ponytail, and now I'm, you know, rocking out the runway one runway at a time. And just network, different salons, get your, you know, name out there, different people. So, and Tiffany's taking me actually on my first ever celebrity photo shoot with Rachel McCord out in LA in a couple weeks. So I'm excited about that, and yeah, just network.
Excellent. Mr. Christopher, I'm sure there's people watching that want to be or thriving or desiring to be a designer at some point. Maybe they have fashion backgrounds or graduated with degrees. What advice would you give to them?
While I've got 3 degrees, none of them had anything to do with fashion.
Okay.
But
so therefore, if you don't focus on fashion right
I'm
this
sorry,
second,
Daddy,
there's still
please
chance.
forgive me. I'm sorry, I swear. No, but honestly, there was a deep passion behind it. I modeled when I was younger. Switched over into photography. Definitely knew that I wanted to continue to participate. After doing the first production last year, I just kind of decided that I'd like design and I wanted to try it. Had never sewn before. Watched a YouTube video, learned how to thread the needle, bought a sewing machine, and I've just been plugging away since. And I think I get a little better with each piece that I make.
So what's the message to the designer? What should they take away?
But just follow your dreams, you know what I mean? And make sure that the time that you're spending is with people who are better than you, that you want to be like. Because ultimately, you have to learn every day, and if you're the best, then there's no room for growth.
Right.
Very good. I think it's a great way to end it. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching the Perky Collar radio and TV show, and thank you so much to my guests, Ms. Tiffany, Mr. Jeff, Mr. Christopher. I appreciate you
having us.
spending some time with us this evening. And your time's up. The special is no longer in effect on the website. You guys missed out. And those that got it, hope you enjoyed your discount. And is there a coupon code for after the show?
I shall make it and I will post it.
Okay, so you got to go to the Perky Collar Radio Show or go to Tiffany Hermann's Facebook page or the Sheree Cosmetics Facebook page, and there'll be an after the show, after hours type coupon code.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Thank you very much.